Oh, who is iPhone 2?
I don't know. John, can you rename? Oh, there you go. Or actually, no, wait. Can you rename Judy Schneider to signal that she's at CB8? And then Bill just got here. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Thank you all for coming to this meeting of Community Board 8's Street Life Committee. How this is going to work is our different applicants are going to have an opportunity to talk to us about their business. And then I'm going to go to members of the public for any comments or questions on the applications. And then I will go to our fellow board members. Any action that is taken at this committee is going to go to a full board vote on December 18th. You can find the location of that on the CB8 website. If you have comments on the applicants today, please address these comments to myself. We'd like to avoid any crosstalk between people who are commenting and the applicants. I also want to remind us all to observe the norms of decorum. We are all here to get a communal outcome. I also want to remind us to try to be succinct and keep comments to the merits of these individual applications. Now I'm going to turn things over to John to give us the rules of the road for this meeting.
Welcome. If this is your first time joining us virtually, you'll notice that you are all currently muted, and everyone will remain muted throughout the meeting, except for committee co-chairs and any presenters as we move through the agenda. Following the presentations, as we move through the agenda, the co-chairs will call on members of the public wishing to speak. You can participate by going to the react icon on your device and pressing the raised hand button, not wave or thumbs up, as those will disappear. Only press it once. If you press it a second time, your hand will go back down. If you're calling on your phone, you will have to press *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute. Be on the lookout for a prompt asking you to confirm unmuting once the co-chairs call on you. The chat is available for technical support only to help with Zoom software problems, not to ask questions of co-chairs. They will not see the chats. If you are using an older version of Zoom, you will need to go to Participants section, where you will find the raised hand feature there. Please do not raise your actual hand or wave at the screen because we may not be able to see you. Chat with me with any support you may need.
Thank you so much, John. Okay, and now I see that we have 6 members, including one public member, which is a quorum. So let's go ahead and get started. Our first applicant is 1302 Mad Restaurant Group, doing business as Paolo's. Is there a representative from this business here? Stefano, is that you? Okay, you're going to see a prompt from John in a minute to let you unmute.
Thank you.
Thanks. Can you tell us a little bit about your business, your hours of operations, if you have any known complaints, and how you're planning to fold into the Community Board 8 committee, or excuse me, community?
Yes, we were formerly located right across the street for 13 years at 1295 Madison. The business itself opened in 1983. It's my mother, my brother, and myself. We've been in 6 other locations, including the one we're in today. On Lexington, I think it's also part of Community Board 8, where we have a full liquor, wine, beer, and cider license. Hours of operation are, to begin with, dinner only from 5 till 10. Eventually, we would love to open up for lunch and then Saturday and Sunday brunch. The business is a full-service sit-down Italian restaurant.
Okay. Is there anyone from the public who has questions or comments for this applicant? Seeing none, is there anyone from the committee? Marco. Marco, I can't hear you yet. I'm not sure.
Okay, thank you.
There you are.
I would like to put a motion. The motion is to approve as presented. Is anybody can second?
Yeah, it looks like Robin seconds that. Very fine. All right. At my count, right? Actually, does someone want to call the question?
Okay.
Robin, did you want to? Judy?
I'd like to call the question, Lindsay.
Great. And it looks like we have people who are seconding that. Wonderful. So if you have reason to vote against this application or to abstain, please let me know. Otherwise, this is going to go down as an 8-0 unanimous approval. Bill, is your hand just up? Okay. All right. Thank you so much for showing up.
Thank you.
Let's move on to our next applicant. The next applicant is Kansha LLC at 1312 Madison Avenue. Is there a representative from this business here? Okay. Ken, I see you're going to be getting a prompt to unmute from John in just a second.
Hi, good evening. The
Hello.
owner, Jorge, is also here as well.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about your business, your hour of operation, if you have any known complaints against you, and how you're planning to fold into the Community Board 8 community?
I'll kick it off, Jorge. Basically, Concha is taking over the space at Madison Avenue and 93rd Street that was formerly occupied by Hiramasa. It's going to be roughly a 2-story Japanese restaurant. There's going to be seating for 22, 6 of those seats being at the sushi counter, 16 being at tables. They're going to have hours of operation. They would like hours of operation anyway to be 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week. And Jorge Denicio is here to answer any questions. He's the owner. And we look forward to Concha being a part of the Upper East Side.
Thank you so much. Is there anyone from the community that has questions for this applicant? Seeing none, is there anyone from the board that has questions? Marco.
Thank you. I would like to put a motion. The motion is to approve as presented, and I would like to speak if somebody second.
Sounds good. You have some seconds. Please
Okay.
tell us what you're thinking.
Yeah, the first I would like to know, Mr. Belkin, pronounced properly?
Yes.
Yeah. Who are you? You're the attorney?
Yes, I'm the attorney for the
You
company.
should present yourself as such. Well, the only thing is you mentioned that there is how many people will occupy that venue?
Total people, there's going to be seating for 22.
Oh, 22. And and on the bar, 16, you said, no?
No. So there's a sushi bar area it's not really a bar. It's like a sushi bar. People sit down and eat that will seat 6 people. And then there's going to be table seating for an additional 16 people. It's not the largest space.
Yeah, very small space. Okay, I think I'm very happy to support this application. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Is there anyone else who'd like to say anything from the board? Bill?
Just a follow-up question to Marco's question. At the bar, how many people will be seated?
6 customers.
Okay, okay. All right, I'd like to call the question.
All
Anybody
right,
have another
sounds-
question?
I don't, so I think everyone else was probably there to support doing that. So let's go ahead, and if there's anyone who's going to vote against this or abstain for any reason, please let me know. Otherwise, this is going to go down as a unanimous approval. All right, and I have the count being at 8 still, so that's going to be an 8-0. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everyone, and have a wonderful evening.
Good night. Let's go ahead to Robert Sands Inc., doing business as Kelly's. Is there a representative from this entity here? John, do you know who the representative is for this one? Oh, it looks like we maybe
Right.
have Frank. Okay, great.
Good afternoon. Good evening. Jeez,
Long day.
long day.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your business?
I'd like to. I just want to note two things. Well, one thing. Can we skip to the next case because my client's having trouble getting on?
Yeah, we can go ahead
John-
and come back to you. That's
John, is there Jerry Doyle waiting?
that's fine. If you'd like to pause for a moment, we'll go to the next one and come back.
He's got the kids tonight, so his hands are full.
Okay, that's fine. Let's go ahead and go to Z-Bar Enterprises LLC. Is there a representative from Z-Bar here?
That's me.
Oh, that's you as well. Would you like to do that one then?
Sure. Hopefully my client's on this one. Sophia? Do you have a Sophia, John?
I don't see one.
If you're Zofia, you can either chat John or myself, or you can
She would be on a phone, I believe. She was calling in.
wave. There's a couple people who are named iPhone, so they can wave at us or maybe try to get our attention.
This
Okay.
iPhone ends in, wait a minute. She just called me. 0155?
No, they're like on the Zoom app via
Oh,
the
I thought you
iPhone,
had
so
to
it just
get-
appears as iPhone.
Hold it, someone just texted. Says he's on, but he hears nothing. Jerry Doyle.
I don't see that name on the list of participants.
Want me to step aside? You could do the next case. I don't want to hold you guys up.
Let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to skip C and D for now. We're going to go to E, which is 1134 Dow Group Incorporated. Is there someone here from that business?
Would be
John, I can't tell if iPhone 2 is trying to get our attention.
believe.
Oh, I think James.
Or James Lang, it looks like, yeah.
James, look for a prompt on your screen to unmute.
Yeah, also my client is here too, I think.
We can hear you.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So my client is on the line too. Okay, so I can answer the question. And this one will be for the restaurant, will be 11 to 11 for weekday, 11 to 12 for weekend. They will be back music only, and they already have the one establishment in your board in 1068 2nd Avenue. This is the second place in your board. They have the four already in Manhattan, and they do have delivery, but they just use Uber. They are not use the bicycle delivery. And so, any question, if you have, we are here glad to answer.
Thank you so much. Is there anyone from the public who's got a question for the applicant? Seeing none, I'd like to recognize Marco.
Thank you. I would like to put a motion. The motion will be approved as presented. Is anybody
you.
can second?
Yep, looks like you've got seconds. Judy,
I'm sorry, but I didn't understand a word the presenter said. Who occupied this space before the current applicant?
Is another restaurant.
Called what?
I have to let my client answer your question.
Because I'm trying to figure out where this location is. Between what and what streets is this?
It's the 6th, 2nd, and 6th, 3rd.
On the east side of the street?
I think I do have the photo.
Yes,
Is already
that would be
submitted.
the east side of the street. Can you tell me what your hours are?
Will be 11 to 11 weekend, 11 to 12 for weekend.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand you.
11 to 11 for weekday.
Okay,
11 to 12 for weekend.
and what kind of food is it?
This like okay, like dim sum.
Say again?
Dim sum.
Like a dim sum, Judy.
Thank you. And how many people does this seat?
Total including the bar will be 49.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. TJ, Todd Stein. You should get.
Sorry, I couldn't. I was trying. Yeah, I'm okay with this. I would approve it.
Would you like to call the question, maybe?
Yes, absolutely. Sorry,
go-
I still trying to unmute and mute here.
Not at all. Okay,
Call
I'll
the
second
question.
that.
Thank you.
Perfect. And then I think, Sasha, I saw that you joined in the middle of this. Would you mind maybe not taking part in this one? Then you can vote. Okay, great. So we'll still have this be 8 people who are here. If there's anyone who's voting against this applicant or abstaining, please let me know. Otherwise, this will go down as an 8-0 approval. All right, this looks like an 8-0 approval. Let's go back then to 2C, presuming that Frank, if you have that person online, or if you'd rather be on 2D, that's fine as well.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
Thank you. And Frank, you haven't been unmuted yet, but you should get a prompt pretty soon. Frank, I can see your mouth moving, but you are not unmuted yet. So you're going to have to hit the unmute prompt from John.
This.
Right.
There you go. We got you now.
What's my home address?
Use the address. Here's the bar.
Right.
Yeah, I believe
Frank.
Frank is actually on the phone with his client.
I gotta get off. I gotta hang up.
Hang it up.
I gotta hang up. 'Cause they're calling me.
Okay, I'm doing it now. Call.
Great.
Hi, Frank.
Hi.
Would you rather start with the Robert Sands or the Z-Bar Enterprises applicant?
I would rather have better clients. Oh,
I
sorry.
see Zofia is on. I think that was someone you mentioned.
Yes,
Which one is that?
that is Z-Bar. There
Let's
she
do
is.
that one first then.
Great.
All right, why don't you tell us about this business, the hours of operation, any known complaints, and how you're planning to fold into Community Board 8 community?
Zoe, are you on?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yes, I'm on.
So, I'm sorry. Z-Bar is taking over. Sorry, what's the name of the current, Not a Speakeasy?
Not a speakeasy.
Is taking over the current operation of Not a Speakeasy. The hours of operation are 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. Monday to Thursday, 5 p.m. to 4 a.m. Friday and Saturday, 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. Sunday. They're actually the same hours that currently the current operation has. Zoya's had some extensive experience in the industry. Want to tell us a little bit about where you work, Zoya?
I worked at many bars downtown in East Village, Bowery Electric, Auto Shrunken Head, Mother of Pearl. I've been in the hospitality industry for over 25 years. I've also worked at McKittrick Hotel, the Gallo Green Bar, and the Manderley Bar for Sleep No More, just to name a few.
And this is Zophia's chance to stop working for someone else, have the opportunity
Okay.
to work for herself. She's extraordinarily strong as far as her relations with people. So many people called me to recommend her and said they were going to send a note or whatever to the community board. I don't know if they did. But I'd be happy to
Okay.
answer any questions you may have.
Thank you so much for that. Just so I'm clear, this is the basement under the deli. That's correct? It's like it's down a flight of stairs.
That's correct.
Correct.
Okay. Is there anyone from the public that has questions or comments for this applicant? Seeing none, is there anyone from the board who has questions? Robin?
Thanks, Lindsay. Tell me again where this business is located specifically.
It's 301 East 84th Street, right off of 2nd Avenue, between 2nd Avenue and 1st Avenue below a deli. It's on the corner.
301 East 84th,
Yes,
between 1st and 2nd.
correct.
Okay. So you guys are open really late for a residential area, particularly on Sunday and on the weeknights. You're staying open till 4 in the morning on the weekends?
That's what the current operation is doing.
Well, good. I mean, good for them, but we're approving a new license, so we want to, delve into your hours a little bit.
Well,
That's
I checked the 311s on this, and I didn't find any 311 complaints with a current 4 a.m. at this location.
maybe they don't have a lot of business. Maybe you guys are going to have a lot of business and it's going to create issues within the neighborhood. That's awfully late. That's my comment. Thank you.
Here's what I'll say as someone who's been to this current business. It's a basement. It's like the ability for sound to get up seems smaller than like ground floor places. And it's like kind of tucked under this deli. So I agree that it is late operating hours, but I don't share the same sort of like sound concerns.
Thanks, Lindsay.
Bill?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yep.
Yes. So I agree with Robin, but nevertheless, since in the basement, the sound of travel from the first floor into the upper floors would be de minimis. So I suggest we approve the application as presented.
All right, I'd second that. Marco? No, Marco's not. He doesn't. What do you want?
No,
Marco?
I'm not second.
No, I said I'll second that.
Oh,
What- you want to
okay.
do something else,
Yeah,
though.
yeah. Well, the issue what I perceive is not the noise. The issue usually when it's going to be late, usually is create the trouble in the community. And that's basically what it is, the bottom line, that people drink very long, and then when you go in the street, they blame to the other restaurant. And that is, even though, I mean, it's, I don't want to be unfair because maybe you handle it very well. I cannot judge in that direction. But that is the concern of the community only. And I think I strongly recommend Mr. Frank, the attorney. I think you have a lot of experience in this kind of situation. You has been for a while in the community board and presenting the projects in the community board. Can you consider a little bit the time of closing time, and if in a couple of months you can come back and ask for more hours so they can operate longer? I don't know if I'm asking too much.
Marco, first of all, it's good to see you. I hope you've been well. It's been a
Thank
long
you.
time. The key, whenever I do, you're right. I have been doing this longer than just about anybody else out there. Whenever you sit with the client and whenever you determine hours, you always look to the prior operation. And this prior operation is glistening. They've done a wonderful job of keeping the people off the street. And the truth is, yes, it's subterranean. The deli is probably louder than the bar ever was. But at the end of the day, they do a good job with the crowd control. They do a good job with, plus the 4 a.m. gives them the real opportunity to let people filter out and not empty everyone out at the same time. You do a 2 o'clock closing, you're emptying 50 people out into the street at the same time, and there's where you have trouble. With the 4 a.m. closing, you can stagger the exiting, where it's not going to be a problem to the neighbors. And I also reiterate, this place has not been a problem in the past for the neighbors.
Just one more question.
Yes,
If it's in the basement, you must have two means of egress. Is that correct?
I always defer to you on that. You know that.
No, because
I
this
never
is the
win that
big,
argument.
this is the big issue usually, because if something is happening, there is just only one means of egress, and that is going to happen something very, very bad.
There are
So
two.
I don't want
There
to
are two.
make any judgment in that direction. I hope that never happen.
Well, no, there is an
That's my
entrance.
wish.
There's a
But,
separate entrance and a separate exit from the basement.
they have two entrances.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, well, now you convince me a little bit more. But the only thing is,
First one I ever won with you.
no, no, no. Thank you so much.
You're a
That's my.
gentleman, Marco. It's always
Thank
good
you.
to see you.
Thank you.
All right, Judy.
Call the question.
Wonderful. I'll second that. I think at our count, Sasha, you are going to vote on this one, and that puts us at 9, including our public member, Bill Christ. So if there's anyone who's going to disapprove or abstain from this, please let me know. Otherwise, this one's going to go down as a 9-0 approval.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Frank, is your other client on so that you can do this other piece,
Yes.
or would you like to go ahead?
Gerard Doyle, yes, please. So,
Yeah.
Sophie, you can leave. Aye.
And this one is for Robert Sands.
Yep.
Now,
All
actually,
right.
I wanted to mention, guys, the name changed. It's no longer Robert Sands.
Oh, yeah.
The correct name is Doyle Hospitality LLC.
Okay. John, can you go ahead
Sorry.
and note that in
I'm
the...
sorry, Doyle Hospitality Inc.
Okay, I'll go ahead and change that in the minutes, and we'll change that in the other things. Can you tell us about this business, the hours of operation, any known complaints, and how you plan on folding into the CB8 community?
Yes. Jerry, say hello to everybody.
Hi, how you doing, everyone? I'm Jerry.
Hi, Jerry.
Jerry's had Kelly's Bar since what year, Jerry? I'm sorry.
Oh, I've got it 18 years, whatever that is.
18 years?
Yes, yeah, it's 18 years now.
So we could do math quickly. 2006. Operating Kelly's in the Lower East Side in a very difficult neighborhood. This will be a tavern also called Kelly's, with hours of operation of 12 p.m. to 4 a.m. Monday to Thursday, 12 p.m. to 4 a.m. on Friday, Saturday 10 a.m. to 4 a.m., Sunday 10 a.m. to 4 a.m. Again, when you sit with the client and make a determination as to hours, you look to the client or the prior operation like before. Jerry's had an unblemished record at his location for 18 years, you said, Jerry?
Yeah.
For 18 years. He's a classic New Yorker who knows how to operate a late night establishment. And he actually reminded me of earlier today of the fact that the 4 a.m. helps because you can stagger people out earlier. And as you can probably imagine, Jerry has been a fixture in the Lower East Side community, but with charitable work with the firefighters and the schools. He'll be doing the same thing in the community, the CB8 community, that he's done for 18 years in the CB3 community. If you have any
Thank
questions,
you so much.
I'll be happy to
Is
answer.
there any questions from members of the public? Seeing none, let's recognize Judy Schneider.
Hi, this is the former Subway Inn.
Yes.
When are you planning on opening? Because they're still opened. I spoke
No,
with.
we know. We
not-
know. Our lease doesn't kick in until January 1st. It's
Oh.
signed with a commencement date of January 1st.
Okay, and you are going to have food, right, with the
Of course.
liquor?
Yeah.
What kind?
I think we submitted a menu with the packet.
Okay, well, I might miss that if you did. General burgers and general bar food, is that it?
Well, we're also going to do brunch at the weekends, most likely.
Okay,
That's the plan.
okay. And will you be delivering?
If I do, it'll be through a third party like Seamless or something like that.
Okay, because there's really no room for bikes out on the sidewalk in that area.
Yeah, well, that's
So that's why I was asking.
I'm
okay.
looking at the menu. I actually think that's a pretty fair description. It's pretty much a tavern menu, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Judy.
All right, thank you.
Marco.
Thank you. I think I'm going to put a motion and then to speak. The motion will be approved as presented. And then if somebody second, I would like to speak.
I'll second it. Please tell us what you're thinking.
Okay, thank you. Look, I just approved the other project. It will be unfair if we don't do that. This one, the approval. However, I'm going to mention to you, if there is any complaints in the future, believe me, I will be very against this project. The two, not only one. So far, I think, I hope that you do very good in the neighborhood, and especially that control the crowdedness in the streets, because at that time, any noise is magnified 10 times or 100 times at night.
Mm.
And that's the only concern that I have. And thank
Alright.
you so much, and good luck.
Thank you. I understand. I understand your concern.
Oh, thank you.
And Marco's a man of his word. He'll definitely be a problem if we are.
Judy.
Yeah, we haven't had any problems with the existing client and the hours. So if this fellow follows suit, we're happy to have him in the community and we hope he'll be successful.
Thank you.
All right. So is there anyone who would like to call the question? Bill.
I call the question.
Perfect. I'll second that. At our count right now, we have 9 members of the committee on. If there's anyone who's going to vote against or abstain on this application, please let me know. Otherwise, this will go down. Judy.
Sorry, didn't mean to raise my hand.
Okay. So it looks like no one is abstaining or voting against it. So this will go down as a 9-0 approval. Thanks for coming out tonight.
Thank you for your patience and happy holidays, everyone.
Happy
Yes, thanks very much.
holidays.
Thank you.
All right, now we're going to go to the second part of our agenda, which are change applications for the New York State Liquor Authority for liquor licenses. And the first applicant that we have is RJ O'Brien LLC. Is there anyone who's representing this business who's here today? Okay, and seeing none, my understanding is that this applicant decided that they thought they were not required to attend this meeting or give additional materials because it is a corporate change and nothing more. I disagree with the prerogative being given to the applicant versus the board, and we have everyone else who goes through a corporate change come and present before us. And so if there is no one here from the business who would like to talk about a layover, I think my preferred course of action would be to dispense of this with a disapproval. But I'm open to what everyone else on the board thinks. Marco.
Thank you. I'll appreciate your opinion, and I respectfully disagree.
Okay, tell me.
Usually, it should be lack of respect of the applicant that didn't show up, and that's your point, and I agree with that. However, when it's something minor, we can be more lenient and help them, the business, but we have to let them know also at the same time that we shouldn't, at least we can send a notice to the applicant to show up on the full board. So that probably compensate a little bit because actually didn't do any changes in the venue. And I think this is why I support that part. And thank you so much.
Okay, that's good to know. The information that I have is that they're not going to send an updated affidavit. So any of the things that we changed in our stipulations, they wouldn't agree to, and that they didn't post flyers for the meeting. And so for me, I think they're sort of like opting out is a bit troubling, but I do understand and respect your position there as well. Robin.
Marco, I understand your position, but I'm going with Lindsay tonight. These folks could have taken 10 minutes out of their schedule to come and meet with us. I don't think it's really too much. So thank you, Lindsay. I'm gonna go with what you're saying.
Well, someone else will have to make that motion. That's just sort of my orientation here. Bill? Bill, I think you might have muted and then unmuted quickly.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I understand your point that it's not much of an effort for the applicant to do the posting and to show up. However, I'm in agreement with Marco, like give them the opportunity to participate at the full board meeting. If they are able to participate, then there'll be an approval. If not, then it'll be a disapproval.
Okay, so that's an interesting place where we're going to be. Marco?
I think I would like to put a motion.
Okay.
The motion will be that the applicant, it has to be show up on the full board. Otherwise, I will follow what your opinion is. I think actually you almost convinced me that go move in that
I
direction.
figured the affidavit part might get you.
I think you're absolutely right. And I think that I had to be very honest. I'm in the middle of something that is hard to make a decision, yes or not. But I agree with you, definitely. So I think if we put this motion to, as long, the motion was put it already, by the way, by, or not.
No, there was not a motion. I said
So the
that was
motion,
my
my
preference
motion
would have been
was
to. So what is your
exactly,
motion?
the motion is to wait or to hold the application until the full board. And if the full board didn't show up, then we can recommend the disapproval. So the issue will be how we handle this Robert Rules Parliament procedure, because uh, what we can do is probably, you know what? I think, I don't know, I think may gonna change. We can put the disapproval and then we can send a notice to the applicant saying that he has to show up. I think he will be most likely to show up. That will be my motion. If somebody can second,
So I would second that. I actually think that's a good move too, is to say it's disapproved. Then we have the ability to come if you want on December 18th. I think the full board will be unhappy with us doing like the big business with them all, but I think that's the better move. So if that's your motion, Marco, I'm willing
yes,
to second it.
I think you're absolutely right.
Okay. TJ, would you like to call the question or do you have something else to add here?
I'll call the question.
Okay, so this is a motion to disapprove, and with a part at the end that's going to say subject to, actually, you know what? It's going to be a motion to disapprove, with the ability for us to like reconvene on this at the full board. That's how I'll write it in the minutes. And then by my count, we lost Judy, so we're back at 8 here. And so if there's anyone who's going to vote against this or abstain, please let me know. Otherwise, this is going to go as an 8-0 disapproval. Okay, great. Thanks. I'm glad we had a robust discussion on that one. Let's now go to the third part of our agenda for tonight, which is sidewalk cafes. Is there someone from Pill Pill here? Okay, it looks like Nicola, you're going to get a invitation to unmute in just a few seconds.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, can you please tell us a little bit about your business, your hours of operation, what you envision for this sidewalk cafe, if you've had any known complaints, and how you plan on folding into the Community Board 8 community?
All right, so perfect. So I've been with you guys for about 15 years now, as the same business. We are operating pretty usual hours as always, which is 12 p.m. to 12 a.m., 11 p.m. most likely. Within the new sidewalk cafe application, we are having a small 8 tables with a few chairs there with potential summer renovation where I could potentially put an additional one or two just on the same side, but as of now it's just a small few tables in there. And yeah, that's pretty much just preparing for the summer and seeing if this can go through.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anyone from the community that has questions for this applicant? Seeing none, let's go to Marco.
Thank you. I would like to ask a question. I will support the application as long as you obey the law or the regulations of the sidewalk cafes. Are you willing to support, even though that you signed an affidavit, by the way?
Yes, of course.
Oh, you're going to obey the law, the regulations of DOT?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I will support your application. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, TJ.
I only want to know where the calamari grill dish went that I used to love there. But I'm good with just joking around. They have a great menu. I love the place. That's
Thank you
all.
so much. Thank you.
Yeah, the food is amazing.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I'm going to put a motion to approve out there. If anyone will second it, it seems like there's seconds. And if someone wants to call the question, that'd be great. Let's go ahead and go to Bill.
Call the question.
Okay, wonderful. At this count, we are still 8 members here. And so if there's anyone who's voting no or deciding to abstain, please let me know. Otherwise, this will go down as a unanimous approval, 8-0. All right. Nicola, thanks for coming out tonight, and we're excited to continue having Pill Pill part of our community.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.
The next applicant is Village Square Pizza the third, doing business as Village Square Pizza. Is there a representative from this business here? I'm not sure if iPhone is the representative. They just turned the camera on.
Hi, I'm
Hi.
Jake. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
How are you guys?
Good. Can you tell us a little bit about your business, your hours of operation, if you have any known complaints out against you, and how you plan on folding into the Community Board 8 community?
Well, my name is James Kwan. We have the Village Square Pizza. We're on Lexington between 81st and 82nd Street. Our hours of operation are 11 to 9 on the weekdays and 11 to 11 on the weekends. We're planning to just have a small patio right outside. It's going to be like kind of like an island type, so it's like a standing one table counter where maybe like 6 to 8 people can just stand and have a couple slices. And we have early hours, so we're not open late at all.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anyone from the public that has questions for this applicant? Seeing none, let's go to Marco.
Hi, Mr. James, and thank you. I have a question. I'm going to keep asking the same questions. Are you willing to comply with all DOT regulations?
100%, of course.
Okay, I will support your application. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve. If anyone will second that, looks like we've got a second. And then if there's someone who wants to call the question, maybe Bill.
Call the question.
Perfect. Okay. We are now down to 7, it looks like. I think Brian Christ is gone. So this is going to be a motion to approve. If you're going to abstain or vote against this, please let me know. Otherwise, this is going to go down as a 7-0 approval. All right. Thank you so much. Let's head on to our third applicant in this part of the agenda, which is Terminus Restaurant. I believe this is, Terminus Restaurant, doing business as Orsay. And my understanding is that you all posted public flyers. Is there a representative here, I guess, from this business? Yes, we've got one. Okay. So Olivia, you're going to get an unmute in a minute, but my understanding is that you all posted flyers on Monday. Is that correct?
Yes, it's correct.
Okay. Can you go ahead and tell us a little bit about your business?
Good evening all. Yes, the flyers have been posted a little late. We had a bit of a late notice on that. I'm sorry about that. To go to the subject, we run an application for Broadway tables on 75th and Lexington, corner of on the side of the restaurant, Orsay. Orsay have been in the neighborhood for 24 years now. With already some terrace set up on the sidewalk. We had a roadway structure for a few years now since COVID that was taken down recently as it was mandatory. And we're filing an application to set another structure next year. Actually, not the same structure, as it's not going to be covered, but just a platform, nice and secure, of course, following, of course, the DOT regulation and safety first for our customers. 90% of our customers are neighbored. and we've been here again for 24 years, and have all the respect for our clientele and our neighborhood as we've been running this business. So it's about say sorry, it's in 12 tables, 24 chairs. Probably gonna be less, but the application has to be up to if we need to have one or two more. The hours of operation, as stipulates, actually I put at 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. Our kitchen is actually closing at 9:30. Give or take, people, finishing their dinner, especially a nice evening in spring or summertime, or sometime one extended dinner and with a nice dessert, coffee, and so. I think that's all.
Okay. Thank you. Is there anyone from the public that has any questions? All right, let's go to Marco.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Olivier. I'm going to ask the same question, even though I hear that you said that you're going to comply with all DOT regulations. Is that what I hear correctly?
Yeah, you did hear that correctly.
Okay, ça c'est très bien. And I will recommend the approval. Thank you.
Thank you. I will go ahead and make a motion to approve. Someone will second it, maybe. Looks like Robin or Marco, and then someone else will call the question. Well, Sasha, can we unmute her, please, John?
Call to question?
Great. So the question has been called. And I second that. If there's anyone who's going to be voting against this or abstaining, please let me know. Otherwise, this is going to go down as a 7-0 approval because that is the amount of people that we still have on this meeting. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. We'll now get to our last applicant of the evening, which is Veg on Lex, doing business as Tamam. I'm sorry if I've said that wrong. Yes, I see you, Adriana. You're going to get a prompt to unmute in a minute. My understanding is that you all plan on posting flyers again in front of our December 18th meeting. Is that right?
Yes, we didn't have a chance. So
Okay. Please go ahead and tell us about your business.
My name is Adriana and I represent Tamam. We are vegan vegetarian place and we're tiny inside, so we really need to expand a little bit extra that it helps our people to dine. We have no liquor license, just vegetarian and vegan food. So we're just planning to put 5 tables and 10 chairs and obey all the rules. So our hours of operation is Mondays through Friday, 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. And on the weekends, we close a little bit earlier. So the Saturday and Sundays hours is 11 a.m. till 8 p.m.
Thank you so much. Is there anyone from the public who has questions for this applicant?
We do have one. He's having a hard time finding the raise hand button, but Steve Wygoda.
Oh, I see you, Steve. As soon as, if you're unmuted, please.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I just won't take up much time. First and foremost, I want to apologize to Marcos for remarks I made a month or so ago. My sincerest apologies, Marcos. The 1312 application, I actually designed that restaurant 35 years ago, and I support sidewalk cafes. I hope you all got my book on sidewalk cafe. But Marcos, sincerely, I apologize for anything I said that that was misconstrued. I appreciate your knowledge.
Okay. Marco, have you got questions for the applicant?
Thank you. I'd like to put a motion and then to speak. The motion is to approve as presented. Anybody can second.
I will second that. Please tell us.
I want to straightforward the approval in this case is because I hear that the applicant offer, first of all, doesn't sell liquor outside. And that caught my attention a lot. And secondly, I found it that she said that it's going to comply with the all DOT regulation, but I would like to hear that you comply with DOT regulations. Is that correct, Mrs. Adriana?
That's correct.
Okay, I think that I think I did the right thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Before I go, let me, Lindsay, what I'm asking this kind of question is because the issue usually, if we don't have resilience in this kind of situation, we may have a nightmare in the future because the restaurant business, some of them, not all of them, they may gonna use our approval in different direction, and we have to be ready to deal with this kind of situation. And I'm very happy to hear that most of the business they strongly going to obey the law, and I think that's the way that should be. And we are welcome any restaurant that come into our place and do the right thing. We don't want to give more to one group of buildings business and less to another one. We have to be equal for everybody. We have to maintain the same level of the approval. And I will appreciate that most of the business obey that. With respect to my colleague, look, again, look, the only thing I try to do is to be fair with everybody. I don't want to hear that somebody else take more and the other one take less. We have to have the same standard for everybody. And thank you so much for your apology. But believe me, I understand that you're in the business and you fight for your client. And thank you so much again.
Okay, so this is nice. There's a motion to approve that's been spoken to. I'll go ahead and call the question on this. Will someone second that? Perfect. I see Robin. So if there's anyone who's planning to vote against this application or abstaining, please let me know. Otherwise, this is going to go down as a 7-0 approval. All right. Thank you very much. I'll please remind all the applicants who are still here to go ahead and remove their flyers unless you're someone who's going to keep your flyers up until or re-put them up before the meeting if you didn't have an opportunity to post ahead of this meeting. We don't have any old business on the agenda. Is there any new business? All right, we'll have 4 layovers for, yeah, Marco, you have something?
I think I want to put motion to adjourn if it's possible. If not, it's up to you.
Let's
You
do
call.
it. Oh, wait, Sasha has a question. Sasha has a new business
Okay,
question.
I'm
maybe.
sorry for that.
Let's do that.
It's not new business. It's about the layovers. I don't really know how that works, so I'm not sure if that means we speak about those applications or what does that mean here?
That means it can mean a bunch of different things. It could mean they didn't get their stuff together to the board office ahead of this time. It could mean they've decided they need extra time to do whatever they're doing on the application. It could mean that they might withdraw and they just haven't done it yet. So that just means you're probably going to see those in our next meeting, but not always. Sometimes they just totally fall away.
Okay, because I had some questions about some of those, so I just wasn't sure. But
yeah,
if that's the case, then I will second Marco's motion if it's still considered on the table right now.
Yeah, that sounds fine to me. All right. Thank you everyone so much. What an efficient meeting. I'm really happy I got to see you all and only for 52 minutes. Hooray. See you in 2 weeks.